I am the biggest, the baddest, the strongest, interview must survive if I let you. Hardcore icon. I am Bill the Crusher Bigelow, and this is Constructing the Crusher.
Welcome back to Championship Wrestling. Crusher Bigelow wins the TV title in one of, if not his first appearance.
His background, no one knows. Nobody knows what he is.
Oh! And he didn't budge. Crusher Bigelow didn't budge to that chair to the head. Crusher Bigelow looked at that as if a mistake.
Elbow against Bigelow.
How did I get into wrestling? Well, when I was a kid, I watched wrestling off and on when we go to my grandmother's house. As I grew older and got into the teenage years, around the mid-90s, some friends of mine started really, coming over, hanging out. We played some video games with wrestling in it and really got involved with wanting to do it. So we started making our own backyard rings. We started throwing together whatever we could find. We threw lead extension cords, lead cords. We put them together and attach them to 4x4s. And we would slam each other through everything and anything. Now it started out, the backyard was BCW Wrestling. That was just Backyard Championship Wrestling. And we had connected with some friends of mine up on top of the hill that was FWF at the time. So growing up in a small town, it was pretty quiet, So getting inventive and coming up with something not to be bored was probably one of the main reasons that drove my friends and I to wrestling. We created something exciting. I grew up 3 sisters. I was the only boy, so to really push that, manly edge, wrestling was right up my alley. Just to get out there and you get to take out whatever frustrations and aggravations you have on your opponent, and you really push the limits of yourself. Each and every time you step through whatever version of ropes you have, or whatever crowd, however many. You gotta perform like, there could be 2 people or 200 people, and I'm gonna give it my all so that they walk away entertained. Just the small town vibe really, I guess, helped plant the seed for my growth in my wrestling career. I got a little bit older, finished up with school, started in the workforce, and did a little, little delivery man stuff here and there, until came time to move to Virginia. Moved to Virginia, where I met my wife, and of 15 years now. But it was 2005. We hit up with Championship Wrestling down in the Tri-Cities area. This was Kingsport, Tennessee, Bristol, just all around. It was just some good old Southern States wrestling. Every weekend, getting home 3 o'clock in the morning, and a great group of guys. I was with them for a little while. They did some really good training. They showed me a little bit here and there, and got thrown right into some shows. And first show with them, they were gracious enough to present me with the television title. Crusher name when I had showed up in Championship Wrestling. I had met up with some guys at it was like a local hot dog stand, just for a little meet and greet on if I could come wrestle with them. And they had a nice shaved head. They just said that I looked like Bam Bam Bigelow's son. Great, awesome wrestler from the 80s up through into the 90s. So we came up with a little gimmick of Bill the Crusher Bigelow, that I was Bam Bam Bigelow's long lost son. So I think that it stuck, and the Crusher is what I'm known by. Hardcore I've always leaned towards hardcore, I feel that it gives the fans more of me, that it gives the fans more of what they deserve in the ring when I'm getting hit with a chair or when I'm power bombing somebody through a table. I feel like they're really they're getting their money's worth, and I'm having a great time. I mean, you got to be a little bit crazy to be a wrestler anyway. So to enjoy the pain aspect of it, you yeah, you just got to be a little bit crazy. But I love it when you see a smiling fan, or when someone comes up to you afterwards and says that was insane, or just that they love watching me wrestle. That drives me. I've got a lot of legends in my head: Terry Funk, Mick Foley, just that have fueled me when I was a kid. Like, I want to be them. Just watch them and coming off the top of a cage or landing on a barbed wire ladder or anything, just smashing through stuff. I was highly entertained with any of that, and that's what I wanted to do. That's why I strive to be the hardcore icon that I have become. My transition from championship wrestling to the PAC. So in between championship wrestling and PAC, I played some football. There was 2009. I played for the Adirondack Rattlers, a semi-pro football league that was in the Adirondack, / Vermont area. It was one season that I played, and it kept me driving. It kept me moving. It kept me knocking heads, and kept me exercising. So that was really great. It was a great opportunity. It was fun. Good group of guys. Then the PAC came along. It was friends that I grew up with, and they had purchased a wrestling ring, and they hit the big guy up to see if I could help them tackle bigger venues, like hitting hitting almost a mini circuit and doing some shows at the high schools, at the local armories, or whatever came up. So 2010 we started doing a show in a backyard, and then that migrated to public, and then it grew from there, and here we sit 50, 52, 53 shows later, and every show that we've done has been for a charity, for a great cause. Everything has gone to a sick or needy child or adult, or just an overall great cause. Our whole group is made up of volunteers from around the area, kids that we grew up with that are now adults, and we've got young future superstars that have been logging on with us and learning the trade, and they're doing a great deed. They're what better way to spend your life than giving to others? So PAC Wrestling's been a real godsend to the area, and we just hope that it keeps plugging away for years to come. So just that transition from championship wrestling to the PAC, it's just an amazing journey, and I recommend it to anyone. It's just get out there and do what you love. You only get one life, so live it. After being married for several years, we ended up, we had 2 children, 2008 and then 2011. We had a boy and a girl. And it impacted me. I had lots of moments where I thought it was time to retire. It was time to get done. I've got a family now. I've got responsibilities that I need to be there for them, be able to provide and help care for them. So it's a big impact. It's you really gotta think everything through every time you step through the ropes, and make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you're in tune with yourself, and so it's a major impact. It takes a lot to keep moving and keep going when you have a family, in mind to just to keep plugging away. And then as they get older, now that they're older, it's been a while. So, I've got an 8 and a 10-year-old, and they love seeing Dad get in the ring and slam around and slam guys around, and they really enjoy it. But that same aspect is there. Like, they need to be taken care of, so I need to be there for them. So I've got to be real cautious of of how extreme I get. The best moves, or the most frequent moves that I have in my arsenal. Let's see. My signature move is called Ragnarok. It is it's a swinging power slam to the side, usually catching an opponent in a rebound position, or if they're speeding towards me, snatch them off the ground, slam them on their back, and then that'll set me up for the rope climb. Usually you'll see a Ragnarok to the ground, and then you're going to see me go to the top rope or go to the second rope and come off with a devastating headbutt that just destroys the opponent's back. So that's one of my favorite signature setups. My finisher, of course, the greetings. Just a little homage to Bam Bam Bigelow, throwing out the almost like the greetings from Asbury Park. I just call it the greetings. So it's just pretty much greetings from Crusher. I'm going to drop you in your head. Other favorite moves of mine, of course, is the power slam. You know, it's nothing better than just throwing somebody up on your shoulders and just flip slamming them right to the mat, driving the wind right out of them. Makes them think about their entire life at that point in time.
Crusher Bigelow. Crusher Bigelow. Crusher Bigelow.
Crusher Bigelow!
The Crusher. Crusher.
Bill the Crusher Bigelow here. Let me start right out with telling you this, folks. Stop calling me. Bill the Crusher Bigelow does not need any more sponsors. With that said, Pepperidge Farms Goldfish. I love fishes because they're so delicious.
The snack that smiles back, Goldfish.
Few injuries here and there. Torn an ACL, coming over a top rope and damaged my meniscus, which they had to go on and remove some of. Just boom, you hit the wrong way. But they were able to take care of me. They fixed me right up and went through some PT, and the knee is stronger than ever. I've had some few gashes and cuts here and there. I was in a nice little triple threat hardcore match and caught a trash can lid to the head, which gave me a nice little, let's say an inch opening on top of my head that bled out quite a bit during the match. But the crowd had fun, so that's really all that matters, is the crowd enjoyed it. And a little trip to the ER, some staples in my head. I have a sister who's a nurse, and she was gracious enough to remove the staples at my home. So that was pretty nice to save a little trip back to the hospital. Concussion once from the backyard days. I thought it was a great idea to stack up 2 picnic tables and come off the top of them through some rickety table construction. Let's just say that. It was a combination of plywood and sawhorses, and it looked beautiful, man. From the up top, it was like, this is going to be awesome. And then you hit the ground on this little futon mattress that I laid in the grass, and it was not a great idea. So, lesson learned. A few days later, got a little bit better out of that. Dude Bill. Yeah. Well, Dude Bill is a fabrication out of the mind of me. And he comes along every once in a while when times are hard and medication's not taken, then the dude might show up and save the day, or win, lose, have a great time. It's always a riot to see what is going to happen when Dude Bill comes through the curtain, when he comes off the side of the ring, or, when you're in the middle of a straight-up dance-off with him.
Fight is going to be the best fight of the night. Oh, yeah.
Lighten up, big fella. We're gonna have a heck of a time.
So yeah, Dude Bill is he's part of me. You know, we got the Crusher and Dude Bill. For a time, we saw a little bit of Gorg. You know, Gorg pops in and out of the scene every once in a while. Gorg is a dark character, you know, a masked character. Usually, you might see him teaming up with somebody, or that's just a yeah. When dark times hit, Gorg will appear and reign supreme in the ring. 2015 was the year that I placed my faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. That in Christ alone, my hope was truly found. I had been married to a woman who was very Christ-driven. She'd been going to church ever since she was a little girl, and had been trying to get the Crusher to go to church for some years. Through a couple events, through some Bible school things with the kids and whatnot, I ended up going to a couple services. I showed up to play guitar one night for the church, just to lend a hand and help out. And that was the moment when I started singing some worship tunes, and I felt a warmth come over me that I'd never felt before. So that was the night that I spoke with a pastor there at the church, and I was saved, baptized in the waters of Lake Champlain. And since then, my faith has only been growing. I'm now located in, I'm a worship leader. I play on Sunday mornings and at a small church in Elizabethtown, New York, called Life Church. Just overall, with that mixed with my wrestling career, the Lord has given me the strength to continue to push on, to entertain the fans, and to be there to give me, just to console me and give me the confidence to know that I'll be okay, that I can get through another match, and I can still return home to the family safely and provide for them as needed. So, Lord willing, I've got, a couple more years or a little bit of playing around in the ring, and we'll see where it goes from there. Well, this has been a little peek into the mind of Bill the Crusher. And I hope you enjoyed the action that you saw. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of insight. And just overall, thanks for being a Crusher fan and thanks for watching. So until next time, like a good friend of mine says, I will catch you on the flippity flip. Peace, my friends.